organized team, like 4 players for Battlegrounds and like maybe workout days for the faction PvP. Just, you know what I mean, more experience more of the game that's out there. That's all.
Yeah.
Does faction play a role in the Battlegrounds, or no?
Not at all. Nope.
No.
Anything.
That's good to know.
And there's no CP either, so it's really just all about the gear sets.
It's just 4. Okay, so it's just 3 teams of 4 versus each other. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Exactly.
Well, you coordinators can coordinate
like,
that.
If you go in as 2 people though, you never get another 2 people, man. It's
Right.
It's bad matchmaking.
Are you back yet, Native? Probably on the shitter.
Yeah, he said he had to take a shit. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, he could have taken his mic with him, you know. But,
Yeah, hello.
That's what I do.
We're in a meeting.
That's what I do.
On the toilet right now, yeah.
Yeah, right. You'd be hearing it, buddy. You'd be hearing it. Trust me. So okay.
Something I would like to get going.
Hi, Thorn. We already started covering things, but yeah, go ahead.
Something I'd like to get going for the other crafters in the guild is I'd like to start putting together something where, you know, maybe we have events a couple days a week where we go out and hit world bosses in Rothgar to get motifs. You know, public dungeons out there to get motifs. Just, I would like to start putting that stuff together. Like I said, I don't have a ton of time, but I feel like I could probably put something together where we're hitting that maybe 3 times a week.
You mean
about
like
that Vardenfall dailies too?
Like...
Yeah, the Vardenfall. I mean, all that stuff. It's
because the dailies they drop the motifs. That's
right.
why,
well, that's what we need to do.
Yeah, you have that ability to arrange that. You can arrange that. You know, you guys can, and you guys can always vote on those things too, if it requires that. But yeah, that would be great if we can keep people active in the guilds, keep them participating, encourage them to come to chat, but they don't have to be there all day long. As long as we have people that are in there that can at least answer, or at least we need people now. We need text chat monitors, people that have it on all the time that try to catch things and can chat back. Now, Kitten was nice enough to show a lot of our officers and our guild members how to hook it up to their cell phone, so you can use your cell phone as the keyboard, and you're able to type right into the guild text chat. And those that don't know how to do that,
I'll need to
get into that. I want to know. I need to know about that.
Yeah, Kitten will show you guys that after. Are you here, Kitten?
After, yeah. Okay.
Is she still here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
okay.
here.
So you don't mind teaching these guys again, right, later on? That'd be great.
No, I don't
Thank you, my dear.
Especially the old guys.
Yeah. Thornbell, you here?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. So, Endgame, what was the verdict? I heard he's being on good behavior, but what's the verdict with Culbertson? After our last conversation, was the last time I was on, days ago. I see he's not been removed, and people say he's been keeping the boundaries, but what's the update on that?
Man, I felt good with how that conversation went, dude. He sounded like he kind of understood what I was saying as far as overstepping the boundaries and making the females feel uncomfortable. Like he recognized that what he was saying was kind of out of line, and he said he'll watch it and he won't do it again. He's very apologetic. I think the most important thing to me was that he knew basically what I was talking for. So he knows that he overstepped the boundaries. He said that he just felt like in his mind that he said
it wasn't Paul and Takeable and Allie and all these other girls he started to obsess on and started to do the same thing to them as he did to Fallen. And, you know, baby, and what? Oh, fine, you don't have the time for me no more, you know, because they went off for a half hour to do something and he started becoming obsessive. Like, he wants so much attention, you know, and that was a delicate situation with him being suicidal and then that. But it was at that point when the girls started to, you know, feel uncomfortable. I would have no choice. He was very close to being on his way out that door, and anybody else would have been out the door.
Well, yeah, and I told him that too. I mean, he seemed like he knew, and he said he'll correct the behavior. He'll just watch it. I mean, he'll just talk to other people, you know. Like, it doesn't have to be all about talking to girls. Like, it's a game. Do you play the game? Just leave the girls alone for a while.
Yeah, because he's confusing his realities. But if he oversteps again, then take whatever action you need to take. You know, maybe he might need a couple small reminders, but I mean, it depends on, I guess, the damage that gets done.
So what are we gonna do about the other thing? Wasn't a big deal. Like, I guess he messaged Ali or whatever. Some like people are ignoring me, some people are ignoring other people. What was that all about?
I have no idea. It was the same thing. I mean, that's what he keeps thinking, that people are.
Soft-spoken mic, and if the guild chat too is really busy, it's really hard to catch him talking. It very well could have been people inadvertently ignoring him, like not realizing they were doing it because they didn't hear him.
Well, he used to be loud, but what we need to do is address all those people with soft-spoken mics or too loud, and that's why we need to stay on their asses. I apologize to people for it, but every time there's a change or they go to PSN chat, they have to readjust their mics, and it's messed up. One day we should just get as many people in here as we can, reset everything, just reset the entire, audible level, and so that way we find a level that's suitable for both in-game and the PSN chat, and then if we can find a medium there, we would be really, really good, because then people won't have to keep adjusting. But that's going to be an issue for a while, although I've proposed several times to ESO about this issue, and I'm sure that it's being looked at for the future. All right. So those are issues, but please, we got to make sure people understand that they might not be heard when chat's busy. And as long as they understand that, we keep educating people. Okay, what about taking people out one-on-one, or, new people that we haven't seen in guild chat? What about teaming up with them, talking to them, saying hi? Some people, reaching out that hand, going that extra mile. Anybody doing that?
I took, what was his name? Keller, D something Keller.
Don't know. Okay.
He was invited to the guild by Jim Williams. We was in a
cool
party the other day doing some dailies, and he seemed like a pretty cool guy. He's a champion 630. I did speak with him one-on-one after the dailies were done and told him how the guild ran, what was to be expected, stuff like that. So I did do that, but he's the only new one I know of that I've talked with.
Okay, because I'm thinking, doing those area bosses, doing some of those little events, trying to break the ice with some of the people that haven't talked in this guild or spoken in this guild. They might be active in other guilds, but we want to get them active in this guild, or there's no sense having them here. Okay, so the traders have still been opened. I see there have been some funds, but not a whole lot of funds that have actually been raised, except from you guys mainly. I haven't locked it back up, but we can discuss that. Now, moving forward into something else before we get into the other stuff, is I was thinking, looking at the ranks, we need to define the ranks now, redefine them, so that it's understood what they are and blah, 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 because people are having a hard time understanding the ranking system. So we need to revise this, whether it's be naming whatever, or family, community, etc. I'm also thinking, because the way it was worked, we have our officer or enforcers. We have the wardens who act like me, who are me, but also we're also friends here. So to me, you guys are pretty much equal to me, and we do things like a council, collectively, right? So I want to kind of, I don't want to change the wording because I like having the warden rank and having those couple that my right and left hand man, whatever, that can still do what has to be done. But I'm thinking I would take either the enforcer rank and make a council, so that way if there's issues or things, you guys can meet here or deal with things and discuss these changes in guild and just get back to me if you guys want something changed, structurally, that you guys vote on. Not a problem at all. So I'm not going to make that ranks or make that adjustments unless, of course, I have you guys agree. But the councils will then be able to boot people, I guess, out of the guild as well, and so forth. So I don't know. What do you think? Should we make it as a council? Should we also re-rank some, or should we change the coordinator rank, or something? Like, what do you guys suggest we should be doing for ranks?
That seems to me like something that doesn't necessarily need to change physically with the ranks in the game. I mean, maybe it should be something you track where you're like, hey, these are my people that I trust, this is my council. But then it's probably still better to have individual different ranks so that people who aren't part of that council can see what people are specializing in. Like I'm not necessarily a coordinator, but I help out with crafting.
Who's that? Well, yeah, you are a coordinator right now at this point. But you're going to stay as crafting, but you can still chip in and help with coordinators, so that'll be your choice.
Yeah. That's just my 2 cents. I think also, maybe this is just dumb, it's just kind of my point of view though, having that enforcer rank, when you do get people in here, and they're fucking around in chat, and they look to see who's on, and they see enforcer, they're going to be like, okay, that guy's probably not going to take any shit, and he's probably going to kick me out. So that might help crowd control.
Can you start streaming, please? Yeah. Okay. So you guys like that?
For you.
Thank you. You guys like that then?
Oh yeah.
Just my 2 cents. I think it's beneficial.
No. Thank you very much for sharing that. Now, I mean, I've had where Ali wants the ranks defined as well because they don't know what to tell people. Really, I mean, yeah, our community rank is our community. It's family, you know. So,
but because it is a ranking, so community is like sort of the entry level, right?
Community is our biggest level that any normal individual can achieve by being active. Like that's like the top level before officer coordinators.
So,
you know?
So from the bottom up, what's the bottom rank? I'm just gonna write it down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then
let's do the hierarchy here. What's the?
But let's make it. Let's really fine. Auto rank is our entry level. Originally, by my old officer system, we weren't supposed to rank anybody up for about at least minimum of 6 weeks because of all the trolling we did. So we're supposed to allow them there, and we can kick them anytime, no questions asked. All right. If we're not comfortable, if they screw up, fart the wrong way, whatever, it stinks, we can throw them out. But the whole point is
I
that
should have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah, there you go. And yeah, so that's where we're at with that. And basically, they're in trial. They have to become active and get ranked up. But then we start to say, okay. Mm-hmm.
And what's the name of that rank? Because that's fine. I'm fine with that kind of rank.
I don't know. Look at the roster. It looks like I think was it tryouts or something?
Spirit, I think honestly, shadows, timeout, and shades can be really confusing to people. It doesn't really like.
Absolutely.
So
that's what I'm saying. What can we do to improve the efficiency of the ranking so it's more defined? Now, first rank, they're in. I haven't locked up. Originally, it was going to be locked up traders. The way I had it set before, second rank, but we made it to a timeout now. So if you're going to promote somebody, you have to do a double. Second rank was, okay, they have a microphone. They're in the guild chat. Automatically, if they start talking in guild, boom, we put them up I put them up in second rank. Third rank would be they're very actively involved. Third rank then was agreed by the former group of officers was that then they qualify for some gear and stuff like that because they're being actively involved or they're contributing to the guild as well and all that stuff. That's the way it was structured. Some of that has changed with this timeout room. It seems to be very beneficial at this point, I heard.
What if the first rank, like for the people who just, they could be basically probation, but instead they just call them pledges.
Yeah,
pledges. Hey, I like that.
Pledges or prospects. Yeah,
exactly.
Pledges, prospects, either way. So I'm running the hierarchy right now. So pledges, we can just say, yeah, there you go. Tryouts can be kicked for any reason. And then the second.
The first rank you want to make it as pledges, right? Is it right?
Yes,
rank
pledges. One. They have no privileges. They're basically brand new.
Well, yeah, they're brand new, they have no privileges, but I kind of don't want to take the trader away at this point because the more we have in a trader, as long as these people are on par with the prices, the more people are shopping, that 3% is going to help as opposed to having nothing at all.
Only trading.
I think that maybe if they want to go into another rank or be at a certain rank, like say, when we change the shadow rank or change the rank, whatever, they want to be there, then they should be, you want to get ranked up, you have to be willing to contribute $1,500 a week. If you do that voluntarily every week, whatever, you will get into that rank as we see these things happening, like gold deposits or something of equivalent value, and then they can work their way up. I think that family rank, the community rank should automatically, everybody in that rank should be putting something into the guild. What do you think? Every week, because they're there.
That's fine. So
they don't have to be there. They can still be a family or like us, but they just wouldn't have those privileges that they enjoy, so much. And we make end up opening the guild bank at some point.
Family or something like that, like split that up a little bit.
Well, what do you guys suggest?
Privileges, one has,
the ranks you see, that's our maximum amount we can have. So I have to take away something or rename something.
I was thinking more streamline it, so it's a little bit more clear. Right, because when there's too many, it's like, what is this? What is that?
I'm thinking about resetting everybody across the board, and that means that we have to demote everybody in the roster, because even if I make the rank changes, the only thing I can do is change the name or bump them up or down, all right, and move them up with the rank, and that kind of would suck for us because it gets confusing. So I have to literally just demote everybody out of a particular rank that we're going to remove, or usually the smallest one, then I delete it and I recreate it and then put it in place. All right, so you guys discuss what you want for how you want the ranking to be structured. I mean, we can do rank 1, 2, 3, 4 if you want. I mean, it's whatever you feel comfortable. But the only thing I had in my mind was also with Shadow Force. Enforcers were force. Wardens, they're boss, you know? Yeah, me too. And the only reason it has the N instead of like the actual with the E before is because of, again, my coloring. I can only have 7 letters if you want color to a rank. But beyond that, I can't add color. So, so force, and that's why shadow force. You know, I mean, stealth, like a stealth rank. Maybe we can have stealthy or something. I don't know. Or we can have categories like, you know, PvP, like we do with the crafter. It's whatever you guys think was going to be more beneficial, understandable, and works for the people. If you look at your other guilds you may be part of, you see they have Shopper 1, Shopper 2. You guys are shoppers, supporters. Those are, you know, we're a combination of everything in one. What makes it a little more difficult to make your ranks effective, you know what I mean? So, because a trading guild uses ranks based on trading, purchases, and so forth. PvP, they do it based on the PvP thing, PvE, and so forth, but we're a combination of everything. We're a community, so it's whatever we can balance out in there. So I'm going to listen. You guys debate. Let's come to an agreement, take a vote, and then we'll make those changes. We'll put a notice up of those changes before making those changes.
I think there's way too many ranks. Everything up to crafter is good. I think you should have, like, pledges is a fantastic idea. And then you have your regular members, and then you have maybe the exclusive access, but you don't need so many shadows, timeout, shades, this, that, the other thing.
Yeah.
I don't think you need all that. It's good. Yeah, okay, timeout maybe. Yeah.
We need the timeout because I've used it twice too since you brought it back.
Right.
Well, instead of timeout being a rank in its own, how come timeout be more of like a?
Because timeout knocks them out of voice chat.
And as the next patch, it's also going to knock them out of text chat too, if we wish.
Okay.
So we need a timeout so that we can just promote someone to it, so it completely takes them out if they cause a disturbance. You guys could
do that to me too, man. Put me out when I start snoring. Okay.
Well, we voted.
That's all right. Native, or my officers just have to ring the shit out of my phone and wake me up. That thing fucking annoys me. That's why I got there. Yeah, that's it. That's what you do if I fall asleep, man. And the guild start bitching the shit out of my phone, and that way I'll get up. Well, the text is the most annoying one I get. So if you text it or if you ring it, yeah, either way.
That's what I gotta do.
That's right.
Honestly,
there we go.
So how about pledges?
So timeout, definitely is a great idea.
But does that does
timeout, and then just members, plain and simple, members.
Well, you need someone. You need that. I do like the fact that people are now asking for the ability to sell, because it's like, well, you either need to give us a little bit of gold, 2,500, or you just be active in the guild, and that tends to say, oh, okay, that makes sense, and I've seen a few of them do it. So that level. But I don't understand why we have exclusive access and community if they're basically the same thing.
Well, no, exclusive access not the same thing. What I did originally for that, okay, exclusive access.
What powers are they getting that are different?
Oh, okay, but I'm going to tell you.
Channel.
Officer chat is what they got out of exclusive. What that was, there's 2 things. 1, there was an incentive for it. I'll explain that to you. 2 is my friends that will be there more permanently, I guess, that are not officers when I'm not online as well, or I wish to speak to them. They're able to come and hang out and chat in office chat with me without, me going to the whole guild. 2 is those that were being active in a guild and doing their part at the end of the week. I was giving them an incentive where we would temporarily put them up for a couple hours, let them come out to our officer, coordinator hangout, where we're going to the bonding day, where we're sitting here, we're bonding, getting each other's personalities and having fun, and that those individuals who were so fantastic and outstanding models in the guild for that week, or contributors, would have that access to come and hang out with us. Not officer business, but to come and have fun with us and bond with us and hear us behind the scenes, not in, we are so, the way we come across in chat too, or the more strict, we're more relaxed in officer chat. The rules don't apply here as it does, whether we go into religion, whether we go into whatever we want to do, we just do it here, right? You know what I mean? And give them that opportunity to get to know the Spirit Wolf as well, behind the scenes. And some people really enjoyed it and had a lot of fun because we'd go to houses with like Kashtana or Nightmare or Brian Blue and so forth. Like we'd have a lot of fun, So that's why it was there, kind of for those two reasons. Yeah, but we can take it away. It's up to you.
We can do that without having the rank there. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just we don't.
No, I can't. I can't have certain unless they are an officer coordinator. They wouldn't be able to come and attend with me there. They would have to either have another free spot and join over in one of my other guilds, and then meet me there. And that's a possibility too.
Well, you explain to them. You rank them up for like whatever time you're gonna take to go do what you got to do, and then
Yeah, but again, it's the look when people see it when in the history, and it's also the look what they see on their screen. Oh, he got to an officer before me. Hey, he's new. Or why is he an officer and I'm not? Or why, if there's conflict. So I can just divide that. Listen, buddy, if you want to hang out with me, you can join my other guild and hang out with me in this chat here or so forth. That's something we can see about doing. So exclusive rank. Do you guys want it gone or remodeled or whatever? It's up to you. I mean, do you want to rank for an incentive? Because another thing, having that one free, it's kind of a free rank anyways. It's free floating. I mean, it is and can be changed. Another time, there's like Banana Surprise. I'm the original guy that gave that idea, where whoever gave the largest one lump sum, he'd set it for Sunday between 12 and 12 or something like that. Okay, and it doesn't stack. But whoever gives the largest gets to have their own ranks, gets to name it, and get to use the About Us section and advertise their own guilds if they want. But we kind of don't want them to advertise their own guilds. But either way, that was for trading guilds, and it was very, very effective and would generate $1 million or $2 million gold every week from the competitors. So, I mean, if we have an incentive, we can still do something. Let them name a rank, let a person have that for themselves, and be a braggart. Because people want. This is what I've noticed. People want competition. They want to have something to strive for. They're competitive. And if you do that, they will break their bank being competitive. And that's what I've seen in this guild time and time again.
All right, why don't we do that? Give them an armor or like a piece of armor of their choosing.
Yeah, we can do all those things too. That's contest though, right?
I don't know. Now that you've explained that rank, it makes a little more sense. So, I mean, I'm not opposed to keeping it.
It's up to you guys. It's whatever's going to make it more effective and beneficial to you, to this guild, and for what you guys are.
But here's the thing, right? How long has that rank been here? And I'm just now hearing about how it works. So maybe we need to push that a little more.
Because
say, hey, here's this rank.
It was done in the meetings, but because of the limited space in Messages of the Day, we couldn't do anything. So that's why we expanded over to Facebook. But then Facebook, because of the trolls, they got me banned. So now we've for the third time. So now we have lost. Collectively 3 groups, and now we moved over to banned.
Yep.
And we're not getting banned.
We need to get a post. We need to get
and we have the website
post
going.
on band with the ranks and how and what each level is.
Yes, exactly.
You want me
but
to do that?
I want to make it. Yeah, we can do that after we've done this. But what I want to do is make something. We want something incentive. We want something that's competitive for these guys to get the funding, or it's not going to happen. It's just we can't do it unless we do something to get people's attention. And so whatever you suggest, I'm open, guys. I want to make this fun as hell.
Well, I do notice, here's one thing. So I think time. Okay, so shades and shadows, as far as privileges go, are identical. So that's redundant.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the shades just got their ability to sell back in the store back. So that was what was originally the division there, was when they first come in, they can't sell in the store until they show that they're going to put into the guild.
Change it to...
so, what if What if instead of shades and shadows, you would have that just be the pledges rank, right? And if they fuck up, they can always go to timeout, which is where you take it with the guild channel. And then once they get up to positive 1500, right, consecutively for however long we decide, then they go to community, and that allows them.
No, community is if they're blending in well and in harmony with the guild and the members, and they're being a part of the community. You know what I mean? They're actively like what you guys became. You know, they're a part of the community. So that's why.
Make that the next step. Like instead of having shades, shadows, and then communities have like pledges, and then once they prove that they're gonna be around and they're involved, then they go to community, and that knocks out 2 ranks. It just makes it 2 instead of 3.
There you go.
You kind of lost me. You lost me. But I'm saying where does it go? Does it go on the first? Are you saying that goes on for the first is pledges or that like above timeout? Because I can't put timeout in the bottom. Anybody join the guild will automatically be locked out of chat, and they're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Well, I think first one is pledges. The first one's pledges, and then I see timeout as really was just a mechanic that we can use to put you. It's not to utilize. Rank, but we're just using it to knock you out of guild chat. So we can rename it if we can set some timeout, but if it's explaining timeouts for people fall asleep or whatever, I like it. It's just, I like it. I just don't consider it a rank. It's more of like a status. Like we created the rank to put you in there if we have to.
It's a correctional status, basically.
That's all it is. It's a status. So you'd have pledges, and then after.
No, it's to keep people from falling when they fall asleep and disturbing the chat too. That's why the timeout for Frosh.
And we can easily put you in there. You know what I'm saying? So pledges and then community, and then I see crafter and exclusive access. Because crafter could be a note. Just put that in the notes. Whatever trait crafter. Exclusive access and crafter is like the same thing because they get withdrawal.
Yeah, but the reason that was because too many people were asking, do we have crafters on? Do we have and I need a master. Everybody needs a master crafter when they're looking for like a 2 traits.
They don't even know what a master crafter is. Exactly. They don't even know what master crafter really is. But the other thing is the reason why we have the crafters is that because every once in a while Spirit will take away guild bank privileges to some of the lower ranks, and the crafters do need to be able to get in there and get items if they need.
So if that's okay, I see what you're saying. So again, that's another status mechanic. So
another status mechanic, but again, we still have the crafter rank, and we still have the exclusive access rank as a free floating, so we can modify or change as needed because we have a lot of younger people. Actually, I don't know if I still could give them access to the bank or not, or with the crafter, because I was putting all the crafters in that category that were stepping up from rank 1. I'm a crafter. So, but and I don't think I was giving them guild bank access, and I might have now, but
I see.
I mean, I want to get to the point where the guild bank can be reopened to at least our community at some point if we reset the community, and they're paying dues. Because I've joined over into another guild with Brian for trading, and I need an invite from Viz, I think, on my other characters. But and they from my contributions, which were very large and substantial for me, it was not in comparison to Brian or anybody like that. But
Brian's a bajillionaire.
But I don't receive gold from these guys anymore, it seems. They've forgotten about me. But no, seriously though, they put me into access to the bank, and they have a lot of good stuff in there. And I really don't take anything out. If I do, I will put something in. So I don't want people abusing those privileges. I don't know how they manage that. And the other thing we can also do is do spreadsheets if somebody wants to take that task on. But we can open that up to the community, but they have to be paying their dues, I think, every week, or be contributing maybe minimum 5,000. We'll give them access to the bank, but they have to be 5,000, but minimum maybe they have to be in the guild probably for at least 2 months, I would say. Before 6 weeks, 2 months, making contributions of some sort, and then they'll get bumped up, or like 100,000 one-time shot. Maybe we can bump them up, but it depends on what that stuff is worth. And because if somebody goes and pays 100,000 to clean us out, and they get $500,000 out of it or $1 million, we're fucked. Again. So what structure do you guys want for this then? How do you want? You guys agree now? And
So,
and you can agree to the privileges for each rank.
My thoughts with the bank would be, if we want to keep it that open to people, just no extremely valuable items in there. That is kept by someone else separate.
That's the problem we have, is that the newer people do that, put it in, and then our guys will go and pick it up. It'll go to their unlimited crafting bag. They might even not know how much it is, and then they don't send it to me, and then that's money gets gone for the guild, and so. And that happens, whether it's intentional or unintentional, you see. And that's one of the problems we get. That's why we need...
But isn't there something where you can track that, where you can see where somebody withdraws something?
Yeah, we can. You can.
So if you see something go out and it doesn't get sent to you, like something high value, can't you just mail that person and be like, dude?
With the old communities, when they got so good, and so they were very trusted, and they didn't really touch the bank. They were afraid to, but they would grab an item out and they would send it to me. Collectively, the entire community would watch, and if they seen something, they knew to snatch it out and send it to Spirit Wolf, and that just resolved it. And I told them always screenshot it, and then I would write it down and look at the history logs and so forth. We can set up that way, whether it's sent to me or one of the wardens. I designated one or two wardens, and they can keep track of all those things. We can set something up like that, but I do want to get to the point where it's open, or we keep it locked and we tell people materials only. I mean, all that stuff breaks down to materials, so if they get it, we should break everything down. I don't know. I really don't have a clue what to do with the bank. That's been a subject forever.
I think it's actually like Jim gives she breaks a lot of stuff down. I think the way you're doing it is actually very smart. If you open it up to a community, someone's going to steal from you.
Yeah,
we've been cleaned out like 8 or 9 times. Dover, now you're here sitting quietly. Do you have any comments to what we're saying?
Well, honestly, guys, I'm not feeling so great, so I'm just trying to hang in here.
Oh, okay. Then, I'm sorry for that. So I'm going to pause here for a minute. I want to bring up another issue that was not on the docket for any discussion. But since you guys are here and the others aren't here, it kind of sucks that they're not here. So, because I'd like to have DM Brooks and stuff here. There's certain things that we've all been, forgive me again, Dover. There's been suspicions. We need to get rid of these suspicions. We need to cover this ground respectfully and have justification. So, not long ago, okay, yes, there was events, and we had Smokestack. We've had what's his face there. All those guys follow and try to impede on our events. You guys remember that? I wasn't here for it. I was working. All right. Yeah. So, do some things. We had those issues. They followed somebody and it got narrowed down. It was very narrowed down, but they followed somebody from their friends list or whatever. Okay. Now, going back when they did their stuff, there's people that were still on their Discord. Without saying all these names or who or what, okay, there was more than one, there's more than two, and I was getting screenshots. There was 1 or 2 or 3 in the roster of theirs, and that are in our guild that were also sending screenshots or some information. So there became some distrust, though, when things start to come out, and there was, even on my behalf, I started to distrust on things too. So Dover Alex is one of the individuals that came up with distrust, but there was reasons behind that, and that I'm sure she can also try to justify, but I want us to try to share what those are so that we're all back on the same page. Now, Dover, yes, Avante's been chasing after her forever. It's been a problem. Dover's never shared any of my personal information and knows a lot about me, all right? Because I spoke with Dover many times on a personal basis, all right? And so I can respect that. At least to the best of my knowledge, none of that stuff has ever been shared. The concerns, though, for people, and Dover, as you can see, is when you are with us, you would pop in, but you never say a word. You're just very, very quiet. And then sometimes almost simultaneously, these guys would see what was going on. Now, obviously, we found out that Tim Hydra was the major leak. There was a big, big difference there. So, being in that guild and helping us out, and again, this stays here. Actually, if you can stop the stream for that for the moment, and put that out. This part here, I don't want that divulged outside of this chat